How long does backyard composting take? Are you curious about how long it takes to turn your kitchen scraps and yard waste into rich compost? Let's break down the timeline for backyard composting, which can vary quite a bit based on the method you choose and how actively you manage your compost pile. Backyard composting typically takes anywhere from 3 weeks to 12 months to produce finished compost that is ready for your garden. The time frame largely depends on whether you opt for a hot, actively managed method or a slower, passive approach. First, let's talk about hot composting, often referred to as batch style. This method requires you to build a large pile, at least 3 feet by 3 feet, with a proper balance of carbon-rich brown materials, like dry leaves, and nitrogen-rich green materials, such as food scraps. A good ratio is about 30 parts carbon to 1 part nitrogen. Chopping the materials into small pieces, around 1 inch, can speed up decomposition. You will need to turn the pile frequently, daily for the first week, then every other day for about 2 more weeks. This active management keeps the pile hot and accelerates microbial activity. With this method, finished compost can be ready in as little as 3 weeks to about 2 months. While this approach requires more effort, it yields faster results. Now, let's look at cold composting, which is the easiest and most common method for home composters. In this style, you add scraps and yard waste continuously to a pile or bin and let it decompose naturally without frequent turning. This process relies on natural microbial breakdown and is slower because the pile does not heat up as much. Depending on factors like temperature, moisture, and the carbon to nitrogen ratio, decomposition can take from 3 months up to 12 months. Interestingly, the bottom layers of the pile will mature first, so you can actually harvest usable compost from the bottom while adding new material on top. Several factors affect composting time. Temperature plays a big role. Warm weather speeds up microbial activity, while cold slows it down. Moisture is also important. The pile should be moist but not soggy. Too dry or too wet conditions can slow decomposition. Aeration is essential too. Turning the pile introduces oxygen, which is crucial for aerobic microbes that break down the material quickly. Without enough oxygen, decomposition can become slow and smelly. The size and composition of your pile matter as well. Larger piles retain heat better and decompose faster. A balanced mix of browns and greens supports efficient breakdown. For gardeners wanting quick compost, investing time in building and regularly turning a hot pile is worthwhile. If you prefer a low-maintenance approach, setting up a cold pile and letting nature do the work is effective but requires patience. Monitoring the pile's temperature and moisture can help optimize the process, no matter which method you choose. Finished compost is dark, crumbly, and earthy smelling, and it can be used to enrich garden soil, improving plant health and reducing waste sent to landfills. Backyard composting can be tailored to your lifestyle and needs. You can produce usable compost in as little as 3 weeks with active management, or within several months to a year with a more relaxed approach. This flexibility makes composting accessible and beneficial for sustainable living and environmental wellness.